Alright. Call Halal Yahawah by Hashem Yahawah Shai by Hashem Rakakadash wa Barakathum. Call Akim wa Athwathium Slakia. If I said that wrong the first time, I'm kind of starting to try to learn this Hebrew, man. What I said was Call Halal, all praises be to Yahawah by Hashem Yahawah Shai by Hashem Rakakadash wa Barakathum, which means blessed be them. And Barak, call Akim, bless all Akim and women. Okay, all my brothers and sisters. Alright. So, before I forget, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that continue to teach me this truth and who rule well. Alright. Never forget that, man, because pertaining to 1 Timothy 5:17, you gotta give honor to the elders and apostles that taught you this truth, because it's them that brought this truth out there, starting out with Abba Bivens, High Priest Ariel, and now Elder Apostle Tahar on down, who brought this truth to us and pushed it out on the highways and byways, on highways and hedges, every way they could, that was able to bring me this truth and give me some sort of salvation, some sort of some sort of knowledge, reprieve from this wicked, horrid society. Okay, so in this video here, economists talk small business boom after the pandemic, and I just watched the whole thing. I'm not gonna really talk about it because it's really not that. You can get everything from the title. What they're saying is that there's been some sort of small business boom after they say after the pandemic. The pandemic hasn't gone anywhere, which a couple of intelligent folk in the chats on this thing in the comments, they pointed that out. Hold on. Throwing out some potatoes, some potato skins, because I'm cooking, getting ready to cook, just cleaning up and whatever. By the way, just real quick, don't eat the potato skins on a potato. That's where they spread the GMOs, so don't eat that shit. All right, but back into it. As I was saying, the whole thing with the small business boom. So they pretty much talked about how, because the jobs, they started to make everything remote. So say if you're like in the job development field, Salakia. Say you were in like the job development field, which that's what my mother is, or my sister. I have a family member who's in the correction field, like law correction field for children, corrections officer. A lot of those jobs were made remote. So people were like, well, I'm going to go move, and I'm going to move to a nicer neighborhood where I want to live, that's nice and quiet. But you saw that there was a mass exodus out of New York City, and it got to the point where I think it was Cuomo de Blasio, I got a feeling it was Cuomo, who was begging the people to please come back to New York City because they were losing a lot of income, because a lot of the rich people up and left and went to their summer homes or their houses down south because of the noise. Which, if you guys don't know, there's been a lot of fireworks pretty much the entire pandemic. Ever since George Floyd died, there's been fireworks like late at night all the way up to 3 a.m. And there's many reasons for this. For one, is to keep the people rattled, because you cannot sleep at night in New York City no more. Like, if you you're not sleeping. It's all over the fucking place. It's not just in Brooklyn, where I'm at, in Brownsville, Ocean Hill, Brownsville, which is like the tip, right? Tip of Brownsville, kind of like, I'm not gonna really explain. You guys know where I'm at, right? But you got that. It's also in Queens. I talked to one of my buddies in Queens, and he's like, "Yo, I can't sleep at night." All right, he said he has to use earplugs. All right, but for me, from my experience, whether the fireworks in my area, it's pretty close. So, there's no sleeping for me. And I hear it's pretty bad in Manhattan as well, in the Heights. I think that's where the video I saw on Reddit was. The fireworks are damn near hitting his window. Like, the people were doing it in the street and it was hitting his window. So that's why a lot of those guys left, those Edomites, those rich, well-to-do Edomites. They up and left. They were like, fuck that. All right. And they kept the job and kept doing remote while they were living somewhere else, And then they created a business, so that when the businesses open up again and the jobs say, okay, well, we want you to come in at least physically 4 or 5 times a week. Now they got a business a small business on the side, and they can go say fuck the job and work on the side on the side hustle, make the side hustle the main thing, you know. But through the spirit, when I was listening to this, I was like, oh shit, that's the whole plan. The government, Esau, and the big banking families, which they're one and the same. That's the plan. They get you niggas to make these big investments, these big business investments to create small businesses, but now they're gonna hold it against you and use that shit against you, like they just did with the so-called with the dart, man. All right, they said, well, now you got it where if you don't take the dart, for me, college, if you don't take the dart, they're not gonna let you into college. And some colleges, I think some CUNY and SUNY have no exemptions or have very rigid exemptions. I go to a private school and they have some rigid exemptions for not taking the dart. If you, okay, hold on. I just got to make sure because I got to go do that thing by like July 1st. So I got to make sure I hop on that today. But going back into it, they're pushing it heavier and heavier, and they're holding that against you. They're holding the idea that you need to go to school for most jobs to get a decent paying job, and you don't want to do manual labor or work in a CVS store or do data entry, okay? And you want to make some decent bread, right? Which the only way you're making decent bread is, well, I'm not gonna say only way, because you can also have a crappy job, and I'm not gonna say crappy, but a job that doesn't pay as much. But I'm gonna call it crappy, because you brothers that work in construction, you guys don't like construction. I know you guys don't want to do that shit. I know you don't. I know y'all brothers, when y'all wake up in the morning, you're like, oh shit, I gotta go back to work. All right, I know you guys don't like that shit. Or working at a department store, or working at fucking Foot Locker. I know y'all niggas who do that shit. You guys don't like it. But you can have those jobs and have a business on the side and still be able to make some bread on the side to pay your bills or have enough money extra to do whatever you want to do. There's a brother that guy nonstop on the block. He owns a fitness business. All right, but my point is, the way they got it now is that they made people more reliant on businesses, because for whatever reason, people just are moving away from the corporate white collar fucking suit life. All right, they're moving away from the white collar life and moving towards alternative, business and free agent lifestyles. Okay, so you're gonna see a large rise in the freelance industries. All right, but for me, even if I do somehow get the degree, which I'm probably not, I don't see America surviving another 2 years for me to finish getting this bachelor's of science. But the field I'm in, I'm a STEM student, right? More than likely, if I was to enter the job field, I would have to be a freelancer, all right? Which I doubt they're gonna let me work anywhere without the dart. So, that shit ain't happening. that shit ain't happening, bro. My point is, I'm kind of going all over the place, but that's the spirit, man. It's the spirit. But this thing here is that they're going to hold this thing over you again like they did with the dart, but this time they're going to use the businesses in your monetary income to hold over you for the poker chip. So this is Revelation chapter 13, verse verse 16. He calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. 666. Your wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 600, 6. So just 666. Okay? Which we know it's all over the place, even with the whole name of the virus. Royal 19, right? 19, you just take the 9 and you just turn it over, boom, you get 16. So it doesn't get more obvious than that, Even another thing, you take the first part, right? Royal, right? That's 5 letters, right? Which you guys know what I'm saying, with the D at the end, obviously. Royal, and then you add the 1 that's right next to it. That's 6 again, so it's just 66. They're not hiding this shit from us, man. We're hip to it. We're hip to it. All right. But I just want to say that, man, because it's gonna it's gonna get real tough real soon, man. It's gonna get really tough. You know, as I said before, even now, you know, my mother had a conversation with me. She was like, "Yo, we really gotta talk. Like, what are you gonna do?" Because this whole thing with the dart, the school pushing the dart heavily, the government pushing the heart heavily. I mean, chances are I'm not gonna go back to school. You know, they're not gonna let my ass back in, even though I'm one of the highest scoring students in the entire, you know, fucking crib. Hold on. All right, it's not ready. Even though I'm one of the highest students in the entire fucking school, highest score in science, I'm not gonna tell you my major. Maybe once I get kicked out, then I'll tell all. But for now, I'm just gonna leave that a mystery. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that whole thing, man. You know, chances are, man, I'm not going back. So, you know, to you brothers out there, you gotta stay strong, cause we're not. You know, you're not gonna be able to have a job. Okay, a lot of us are gonna be homeless. A lot of us are gonna be hermits. We're gonna have to go from place to place. You know, now some of us are gonna get lucky. You know, I've had dreams about this. Like, you know, you may be traveling on the road or something, and you find an abandoned house, and it's stocked with food and water, and you know, you may. Some brothers are gonna ride it through chilling. You know, some brothers are gonna ride it through chilling. Some brothers are not gonna be so lucky. You know, it's just every man to his own lot. You know, every man to his own lot. Because remember, you got to work out your own salvation. So even though you can have a bunch of brothers, at the end of the day, it's really you and you. Because you can have all those brothers, but if you ain't studying and getting your mind right, nigga, you're going to be screwed, man. You're going to be screwed. Alright? And I'm saying nigga in a very endearing way. Alright? Very endearing kind of way. Because I'm serious, man. Because if you're not right mentally and you're not looking up the basics, like, is the law done away with? And you're not seeking out old videos and watching the new videos, and you're not subscribed to the elders, you're gonna be in a world of hurt, because you're gonna be, oh man. Whew. Ooh, man, hold on a second, man. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of Yahawah, and his law doth he meditate day and night. He should be like a tree planted by the river of water that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but like the chaff with the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For Yahawah knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Ooh, that's a man. That cuts them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these niggas, right, they may not believe in the dart at first, but when it comes to their business and they lose their income and they're not going to be able to eat or have food at night, all right, or they're not going to be able to have enough food for the gummy bears that they want every week, oh, they're going to fold, bro. They're going to fold like a folding chair, man. They're going to take that shit. They may take multiple chips. They may, shit, man. Some of y'all niggas, because, you know, I remember seeing this on one show that one brother linked up. Like the show that the mark can, like, you can call people on it. You know, you could call people like telepathically. That's what the show showed. You know, it's obviously the show is fiction, but you know, through spirit we can see that that could very well be the case. That there's gonna be more attachments. It's not just gonna be one chip. There's gonna be attachments to the chip. Just the same thing with the dart. You get the dart, but now they're gonna be boosters to the dart. You have to get another one, and another one, and another one. You know, you gotta take booster darts. All right, it's gonna be the same thing with that poker chip. They're gonna have chips, and then they're gonna probably have attachments to it that can give you more abilities or something. I don't know. Then maybe you take one and you take another implant. It'll make you faster or something. Make you have better cognitive ability. Or they may put another chip in you that make you I don't know, heals you, makes you fucking have healing, a self-healing factor or something. All right, because the scriptures talk about that. Revelation 18:23, by the sorcery shall all nations be deceived, man. You know, that's sorceries. All right. But going back into it, man, you guys are gonna be in a world of hurt. So you people who are focused too much on that business is perfectly fine, man. There's nothing wrong with having a business to support yourself, but you cannot be so like enveloped in you know, controlled by a business and controlled by the lust of money to, even if it's just to feed yourself, man. You're gonna have to make that choice. Are you gonna fold and take that dart, or take that chip when the chip? Cause I think the chip is coming out next. This dart is done for. I think they've exhausted their resources with the dart. And you know, talking to GMS Australia, you know, that guy, he talked about it. I asked him that question. He said, "Yo, the chip is gonna come later. The dart is just an experiment for the chip." And now I'm seeing it, and I saw that video. I agree 100%, man, because you know what I'm saying, the way that they got it, the way they got people relying on businesses now more and more, because the jobs are gonna have heavier and more forceful mandates for the dart, because they want to have the ability to say, "Oh, my people here are 100% jabbed up." So they to do that, they gotta force you to take it, man. They gotta, well, not force you, but they're gonna heavily require. They're just gonna say, "Well, if you don't take it, well, you can't come in here," you know. Because remember, this beast, pursuant to Daniel chapter 7, this beast is diverse from all others before it, in that there's not really there's a king, right, which is the Rothschilds and the big bankers, but it's not just one king, it's many kings, but they all go back to that one panel of executives of the big banking families, the board of the big board of executives, the highest guys. You probably got Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and all those niggas in there, man. The richest men in the world pretty much are the people pulling the strings, and they have these smaller governors and leaders and presidents that they're just pretty much puppets for the elite, So I'm gonna read some of these beatitudes. Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You see that, man? Poor in spirit. And I've been feeling that, man. And we should all be feeling that. Just being fucking poor in spirit, man. Just fucking, like, I'm not happy at all. Like, to even keep a fucking smile is a fucking challenge. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, I cannot smile. Like, combination of the chronic sleep deprivation, not having the ability to really rest and have 8 hours of sleep. Also living in the fucking hood, okay? Because when you live in Ocean Hill, all right, you got north is Brownsville, east I think is like Flatbush, south I think is like Canarsie. So you're pretty much surrounded. When you're in Ocean Hill, you're surrounded by hood. You go north, nigga, you in the hood. You go west, nigga, you in the hood. You go east, nigga, you in the hood. South, hood, okay? Literally the only way you're gonna leave and not be in the hood is if you take the train. But then the train's got a bunch of fucking retards on it now. So now you got retards, niggas stabbing niggas up and pushing niggas into the train tracks on the fucking train. No one's taking the goddamn subway. Like, come on, bro. There's no winning in this world, man. You don't win. You don't win. You gotta pick one, bro. You gotta pick one. I'm gonna pull that up when I'm finished reading this. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Which that's what we gotta be, man. You gotta be hungry and thirsting for this righteousness, man. Which knowledge is righteous. Knowledge of this truth. This truth is righteousness. This is our righteousness, man. I'm gonna go skip down to verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted you they, the prophets which were before you. Exactly, man. And that was for us. That was for us. Okay, this was made for us, for this time. Okay? Because we're at that final time period. The fourth beast is about to be destroyed and cast into the fire, man. Alright? America's about to be thrown into the lake of fire, which is the second death, man. Alright? So, going into it, man, we're blessed. So whatever lot you gotta go through, man, because the thing that's gonna be in common between us all is that we're all gonna be homeless. Like we're all gonna be homeless. There's not gonna be, you're not gonna be able to keep your home. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You're not. You just, it's better you come to terms with it now and milk whatever little time you got now, right? In righteousness, of course, than to be surprised and like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose my home. What am I gonna do? All right, it's better just to be, all right. Yeah, I knew this shit was gonna happen, and just deal with it. All right. And how do you deal with it, man? You just gonna have to make that choice. Are you gonna choose the world? Are you gonna choose the world, or are you gonna or are you gonna choose Yahawah by Hashem Yahushua? This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahawah and Mammon. That's facts. You cannot. You cannot serve the Most High Power Yahawah and serve pagan gods, which is Esau. You know, because Esau thinks of himself as the gods of this world. You know, he thinks, even in the whole Esau spirituality, which Esau takes Canaanite religions and mixes them with Christianity and calls them, oh, I'm a Christian, but then he says I'm a spiritual being. You know, but that's Esau's way of dodging the consequences of putting the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans in slavery. Okay, and not just any normal slavery. I mean horrible slavery. You know, like fucking cutting dudes' dicks off and blowing niggas up. Which, yeah, they did, man. They would put gunpowder in your mouth and then put a fire in it and match in it and blow your ass sky high. Okay? It's fucked up. But going back to the topic, man. Get ready, because this is coming. And they're already doing it with the job. Okay, so some of you guys, some of you brothers are gonna lose your jobs. Some of you are gonna be jobless. Alright? It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Now you can start a business, right? And you know that already takes time. So, you know, you can start a business, right? Yahawah by Hashem Yahushua be with you. And you make a little bit of bread, but eventually that's gonna be stopped. So there's no winning here, man. You know, do what you gotta do to make your little ends, to make the ends meet. You know, that's what I'm working on myself. You know, doing my little thing, you know, with my drawing and my art, get my art up so I could, you know, make a little bit of bread just to get, you know, maybe like a house, some shoes, a car, you know. Not even a car. I could do without the fucking car. I could a fucking bus or ride a bike or something. But, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have that mindset, man, because trying to have an overabundance of money in a society like this is just gonna fuck you over in the end, because eventually they're gonna hold all those riches you made against you to try to get you to take the poker chip, and it's either you're gonna take it or you're not. All right, so that's all I got. I mainly want to go into this because this kind of spiked me in the spirit, got me motivated to make this video. The spirit kind of hopped on me to get me to, you know, talk on this topic, because I'm hearing it more and more and more. You know, even here on Reddit, which, you know, Reddit isn't a good source. That's not a valid source for anything really, because there's a bunch of retards on there. But sometimes I like to look at the Reddits on No New Normal, and take the jab, and those kind of subreddits, those forum pages, you kind of get to hear people crying and talking about side effects and people who died and whatever. It's good to see. It's good. The depth of these Edomites make me very happy. I'm happy. Let me tell you this, Esau. I'm happy to watch you die. I'm extremely happy and I rejoice, okay, when you motherfuckers die, alright? Because you got a lot to pay for, including the siege of Jerusalem, which we ain't forget about that. We didn't forget about that, man. That the kingdom of heaven suffers much violence. That's talking about that siege of Jerusalem. got us fucked up so bad we were eating each other, man. And even with slavery. Alright, before we were even put in chains in a series of wars with those fucking Hamites and Edomites, okay, we were detribalized. That's why when they got to us, we were already so fucking savage. We were like animals at that point, because when you're not able to have food or you're always on the run, alright, that shit, it makes you to a fucking animal, man. You become like a beast. Alright? So that's all I got. Dawadi Yahawah by Hashem Yahawah Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash for making this video, putting the spirit upon me to come out here and make this video, despite, you know, not having the full 8 hours of sleep, not being able to, you know, rest and being sleep deprived, still being able to push through in the spirit. You know, Lord's will. You brothers are doing fine out there. Barak Kalakim, Wa Afwathium. Bless you all out there doing your thing. May the Most High, Yahawah by Hashem Yahawah Shai, preserve you. Alright, that's all I got. Shalom.